Elpida! Well, wait. Fine day. The sun shines. It gleams upon the sea. The sky is blue. The water is blue. As blue as,
It is enough to say that it is blue.
Not for you. You always have the perfect word at hand.
I never have words at hand.
Not true. Not true. I remember the poem you, How now, Narcissa? Look, a brave young citizen attending a protest against her father.
I remember you. You saw the failure of your father's business foretold in the bowels of a chicken. You spoke a poem upon it.
So?
If you had not spoken it, the business would not have failed. You speak it. You make it so.
My father says the sand will prevent the water from rising and save us from certain death. Does speaking that make it so?
What are you doing here? Have you come to have your head stove in by your father's men?
Narcissa, if she agreed with her father, why would she have come?
To spy and report.
She is seeking, yes?
I am seeking.
She seeks!
Do you wish to learn? Fine. How long has the sea existed?
I do not know.
Precisely. The sea has always existed. How long has man lived beside the sea?
I do not know.
Correct again. Man has lived beside the sea since the very beginning of memory.
Whose memory?
It is I who ask the questions. That is how the method works. How many have died from being swept into the sea?
I do not
Hazard
know.
a guess.
All who have died? Since the beginning of...
Guess.
I cannot.
Correct. They are numberless, yet we choose to live beside the sea.
I did not choose.
Your father chose, and that is the same as you choosing. Now, the government says the water is rising. But do the waters not rise daily?
And daily they fall.
And tomorrow they rise again, and fall, and those are the tides, my child. We who live by the sea feel the tides within our blood.
A splendid point.
The rising of the seas is nothing new. If we feared the rising seas, would we choose to live beside them?
Perhaps if
We would not. We would move inland and stare out every day on those dry, yellow hills, and every autumn breathe in the smoke while they burned. Not for us, Elpida.
Narcissa, the crowd grows. Soon we will march. Speak of the sand.
What does your father's government require us to heap around our homes to keep the rising waters at bay?
Sand.
Correct. What think you of sand?
I do not think of it.
Is it attractive?
To me? On a beach, I
do not
suppose.
speak of... Do I speak of beaches?
I am not sure.
I do not. I speak of cities. In cities, sand is unsightly. It obscures the custom tile work around my garden wall. The grains create displeasing patterns in the soles of my children's feet. It is dirty.
It frightens my customers.
The sand?
They fear it means my shop will flood.
But the sand is intended to prevent the flood.
When customers see the sand, they see funeral wreaths encircling their own dead brows, coins laid upon their dead tongues. They see their daughters weeping, their wives hurtling their bodies over the precipice into the sea.
My customers do not spend when they are afraid.
Correct.
But if your shop floods, will not that affect business?
Zozie chooses to live by the sea. If his shop floods and he drowns within it, is it not the will of the gods?
And if the customers drown?
Are his customers not also subject to the will of the gods?
What is this?
The daily dead. Drowned in the lower levels of the city.
Why, Zozie, have you seen them drown?
Well, of course not. I would hardly stand by and watch someone drown.
Then how do you know they drowned?
Because that is what the government,
Yes. Do you not know that it is the same dead bodies carted out each day, hidden away overnight and carted out again in the morning?
Is that so? Would the bodies not begin to, well, decay?
What if the bodies are not real?
Not... They looked quite real.
Has man not built great temples, aqueducts, theaters? Were the magnificent circular moats of Ark City not carved out by man?
They were. They were, gods be praised.
then could he not create breathtaking simulacra of the dead? Is there a limit to the ingenuity of man?
No limit indeed. One could use wax, paint, horsehair, perhaps?
But is it not man's ingenuity to use sand to keep the rising waters at bay?
Is it not the sand that causes the flood?
What?
Do you know a single person who has died? Does anyone? Has anyone touched, smelled the bodies of the dead?
Who would build fake bodies and cart them through the streets?
Who indeed?
My father?
Who indeed?
But why?
To frighten us.
Why?
To force us into obedience.
To what end?
I am the one who asks the questions. Elpida, do you understand now why we fight? Against the sand?
I do.
Will you join us?
I will.
Then speak to this assembly. What more powerful mouthpiece than the daughter of the man who imposed this tyrannical law? Citizens! Citizens, listen! Elpida, the tyrant's daughter, wishes to speak.
Fellow Atlanteans, we are people of the sea. Every day, inlanders look out on their dull gardens. We look out our windows at an infinite horizon. They tend chickens. We harness leviathans. My father orders us to place sand around our homes and businesses. We refuse. We are Atlanteans. We do not beat back the sea. We embrace it. When storms come in, I rush to the waterfront. I let the cold fury of the waves knock me back. I forget how to speak, alight with terror from the inside out. I forget how much I hate all of you, every last one of you, and the ugly current that now rips through Atlantis, destroying it from the inside. Atlanteans, let us welcome the waters over our thresholds, into our homes, into our lungs, so that we may be swallowed up and borne to the bottom of the sea. I dream of a world without us, a level blue sea empty of people. Let us go there together. Clear the sand away, tear down the seawall, let the cold ocean murder us all.
You betrayed us.
Do we not agree? The sand must be cleared. People will die.
Atlantis will never sink. Atlantis first, last, and forever!
The island will flood.
Charlatan!
It is flooding now.
Liar!
Your feet are wet.
Traitor! You're no Atalantean. Go back to Athens.
I have never been to Athens.
Child, surely we can hope for a happier ending?
The ending is happy. Good day.